Today I'm going to show you how Mascara Primer works, and I'll also show you the mascara on its own and then the mascara with the primer underneath. I'm going to use a duo by YSL, but this is not a sponsored tutorial. So this mascara is part of the Volume Effect range, and this one is called the Curler. So this is a 2-in-1, and what I like about that is that you've got fibres on the centre and you've got a comb on the side. I like that fibres tend to deposit a lot of mascara, and combs give you that ability to be able to comb it through so it's not clumpy. So obviously the idea behind this is that you get the best of both worlds. Now I obviously received both of these together. That doesn't mean you have to use them together. You could just buy the primer and use it with any mascara. Obviously they have been designed to be used together, and I haven't used this mascara before. So this tutorial is also a bit of a review on the mascara as well as an example of how to use an eyelash primer. So my first impressions are quite good. I like that when you blink onto the centre of the brush, you're coating your lashes in the mascara, and then as you wiggle the wand upwards, your lashes automatically go through the comb, which helps to separate them. Having said that, I still would have preferred the wand to be straight rather than curved. And the reason being is because it is slightly curved on the top, it makes it harder to use the entire brush. You could turn it around and use the underside, but if your eyes are a little bit smaller and they don't fit the curve, it would just make it more difficult. Also, the wand itself is quite wide, and I would have preferred it to have been round rather than arced. This was just because when I turned the brush round, it would touch my eyelids because it's quite wide. I don't hate it, it's just a little bit too wide for me, and I also found it a little bit difficult to do my bottom lashes. I could only really use the tip, otherwise the bristles were too long, they would touch the skin and make a mess, which you can see on the outer corner. I do really love the concept of having both the bristles and the comb, but for me the shape of it just doesn't work perfectly. It is a really good mascara, but I feel like if you've got smaller eyes you're probably going to struggle with it. So I'm going to remove that mascara and I'm going to start with a primer. This one is also by YSL, it's their Volume Effect Flash Primer. As you can see, this is a beautiful light pink. It's enriched with ceramide R and panthenol, both ingredients which revitalise your lashes, so with use over time it should improve your lash appearance and the condition. So the idea behind a primer for your mascara is that it amplifies your mascara. So when this primer dries, it will pretty much go transparent and it will thicken your lashes like you've already got a coat of mascara on, but it's a slightly softer formulation. It's not sticky, so it won't make your lashes clump together. Otherwise, you might as well just apply 2 coats of mascara. Also, the idea of this is that it's going to extend your mascara's wear. As it is a nice thick texture, it's going to lengthen your lashes, so the formula is going to dry and slightly sit off the tips of your lashes, making them appear a little bit longer than they naturally are. Now you'll know when this is dried and you're ready for your coat of mascara because, as I said, this will go almost completely transparent. I know this is a high-end brand, but there are also drugstore versions of this. One of my favourites when I was growing up was the L'Oreal Double Extension Mascara. One side was white and the other side was black. The only difference between something like L'Oreal and YSL is that you do get what you pay for. The mascara formulation is much nicer, it doesn't leave a sticky feel to your lashes, they dry, it doesn't flake, and it lasts all day. So I've left it for a couple of minutes, and as you can see, the primer's gone practically transparent. There is a slight pinky hue to it, but you can see that it's ready for a coat of whatever choice of mascara you want to go for. Again, I'm going to use the same one I used at the very beginning so you can see the difference. So this time around I can see that the wand coats the lashes so much more with mascara now that the primer's on there, because the lashes have become slightly more rigid. When I blink onto the wand, the eyelashes go right through the fibres and really coat themselves in the mascara. Now remember, this is a Faux effect, so up close like this they're going to look quite spidery, but from a distance it's really effective. On my outer lashes I did find I had to go through them with a comb because they were quite clumpy, but once I went through them they appeared a lot more separated. So this is just 1 coat of mascara and 1 coat of the Flash Primer. Again, the same with the bottom lashes, they have got a little bit of primer on them so they look a little bit more lengthened and thicker, but I do find it quite difficult to coat them with this wand without getting it on my skin. And once again I had to go through the outer edges with a comb to make them a little bit more separated. Both the primer and the mascara wear well all day. I don't get any flaking, they're not sticky, they're super flexible still, which I really like. Here you can see the eye on the left has the primer underneath and the one on the right just has the mascara on its own. It's not a phenomenal difference, but you can definitely see the one on the left stands out more. Obviously if you wanted something slightly more voluminous or a bit more of a false lash effect, then you can layer your products, but I personally think this is enough. So overall, do I feel like the primer is worth it? Yes, I would say I do, especially if you've got fine lashes or very short lashes. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will see you next week. Thank you for watching.